Okay, so here is how you play the 2019 Mutual theme song, If We Love Him, on guitar. Now the first thing you need is you need a capo, because we're going to capo this up on the first fret to put it in a key that we can get the same voicings that you hear in the music. Because in the music, you hear those top, and you can't really do that when you're in the key of F, which this song is in. So by capoing up to the first fret, we can now play it in the key of E on the guitar, but is tonally F. That makes sense. So, because now we can, well, if you play it right. There it is. See, now we're starting to sound like the piano. Those same chord voicings, okay? So here's how you play those chords. So the first one is an E. Let me get up kind of close here. So the first one is an E, which is a pretty basic chord. So you got, now pay attention to the fingerings on this, because this is what's going to make these easy. Don't get scared by the names of the chords. So the first one is an E. This is all 6 open strings. You got your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Okay, we're gonna call this, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or backwards? I can't remember. Anyways, we'll call it on the A string. We're gonna call it the A string. So 2nd fret, middle finger, 2nd fret on the A string. Now we're gonna take our 3rd finger, our ring finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the D string right below it. And now, so we got those two, and now our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string, which is right below that. So, all right, that's what we got. Can you see that? All right, that's what it looks like. And everything's open on this one. So, all right, we play all the open notes. Now, the next chord that we're going to is an F sharp minor 11. That sounds really scary. It's not. The key to these chords is now to keep the ring finger in the exact same place on the same string. So keep that right there, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the middle finger, move it up to, or down, whichever way, to the low E string, okay? And then we're going to take our pinky, and we're gonna add it to that 2nd fret on that G string right below our ring finger. So now, and then you can get rid of your 1st finger, because we're not doing that anymore. So now it's these 3 notes. If I play it more clearly, see that? Those are those 3 notes, all right? Now, the secret with this chord is that we're not playing that A string. I guess you could, but it kind of gets muddy down there. But that's not really a problem, because usually when you put that middle finger down here, you're probably touching that A string, which is gonna mute it. Mute it. I like to say that very enunciated. It's gonna mute it, so it doesn't really play. All right, and that's okay on this one, because we don't want to play that note anyways. All right, now the next chord is the C sharp minor 7. Again, don't be scared. All we're going to do is we're going to slide up our 1st finger, and we're going to slide all the way up. Our 1st finger is going to be on the 4th fret. Just count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? It's easier to kind of count them from that, whatever the lowest finger is, rather than up here, because really I could say, okay, now you're going to take your ring finger and slide it all the way up to the 6th fret, but we don't want to do that. And again, because we're capoed, everything moves up 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to take our 1st finger, we're going to put it on that A string right there. Okay, our ring finger still stays on that same string, the D string, and then our pinky stays right below that. So really, it's very similar to that chord. We're just sliding it up. Keep these 2 fingers on the same string. Just keep them right there. Slide up, okay? And then put the 1st finger on that A string on the 4th fret, all right? And now you have, what is this? This is a low battery mode, or it's telling me it's low battery, sorry. Okay, so now, we're keeping those notes in case you haven't noticed in the chords, they're always open, and those are those suspended notes that you hear in the piano music. Okay, now the hard thing is that, well, it's not really even that hard, because you don't want to play that low E string on this chord. So what can you do? There's two options. First of all, well, I guess there's three. One is you just don't even strum it. So you just start on that. Whoops. All right, that's one option. The other is you take your middle finger and you kind of rest it up there on that low E. All right, you don't push down, you just rest it on it, and that'll mute it. So now you can strum all the way through all those strings, and it'll play the right ones. Or the way that I do it is I take my thumb, because I play with my thumb a lot, which I don't know if you should or not, but it's what I do. And you wrap that around, and you just kind of rest that on that low E string. Again, we're not pushing down on it, we're just kind of touching it so that it doesn't come out. So depending on your fingers, hand size, fingers, whatever, whichever one is most comfortable for you is what you should do. But again, it's pretty easy, because all you do is you just take that last chord and you just slide it right up, and you're just changing that first finger. Okay? Now, the next one is just as easy. Now we're moving to that A sus, which stands for suspended, A sus2, okay? And again, it's not as scary as it looks like. All we're doing is we're keeping these two fingers in the same place again, or on the same string again, and we're just sliding all the way down to the second fret with those, because now we're going to play open. So we're playing an A, the A string, open A string, all the way through again, okay? All right, and again, you can either, we don't want to play that low E this time, so you can take your middle finger like you did on the last one and keep it down there, just touching it to mute it. Or you can bring your thumb around again and just kind of touch that low E string so it doesn't sound, or you just don't hit it at all. Now, the option of not hitting it at all is more difficult, because if you're strumming this song, you're gonna end up hitting it. So usually finding a way to mute it is the best option, because then it doesn't really matter which strings you hit on the guitar, they're all good strings, all right? So that's the song. Well, let's do this. Let's go through the first part of the song, which goes like this. It goes, I guess we could do it like it. Well, let's play it right. Well, the piano you hear it doing this. I'm going to do it with fingers. Whoop, you don't hear it do that. You hear it do this. Sound familiar? No. In my right hand, here's what it looks like. There we go. And again, that's just 1, 2, 3 with my fingers and just moving my thumb. So maybe I should scoot back here so you can see it. There we go. Hello. Now, I would probably strum this song, because only kind of the first half of the first verse that kind of sounds nice, because the rest of it kind of gets going. So I would just use the pick and just do a like. That's nice. Or you could. Very basic strumming pattern. Or you could just do all the eighth notes. And then you can add in 16th notes later to the strumming when it really picks up, like. other part we need to go over is the bridge, because we got a few different chords in there, which is, where is it here? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so if you have the sheet music, it's actually on page 3. You should have the sheet music. Here we go. This is the sheet music that I changed the chords on. Okay, so on page 3, it goes, when we love. It starts with a, now this is the A sus. Now the B sus is just like that C sharp minor 7, except we're moving it down 2 frets. How easy is that? Pretty easy. All right, so that's where it starts on that chorus, well, not the chorus, the bridge. All right, that's that chord. Now, again, it's just first finger, it's just like that C sharp minor 11, not C sharp minor 11, C sharp minor 7. All right, except we're moving it down 2 frets. All right, that's it. All right, so that's the first one. When we love, and then we're sliding up to that C sharp minor 11. Everything changes, and then the A sus 2. We already learned that chord. Now we're going to maybe one of the scariest looking chords in here, which is the B sus with the, it shows B sus slash G sharp. All that means is it's a B sus chord, which we just learned, except with a G sharp bass. That's what the slash G sharp means. It means you play the first chord, and then the slash tells you which bass note to play, because you're adding a bass note. We're adding a G sharp, which is, and again, this is G sharp on the guitar, not on the tonal piano, because we're capoed up. So it's right there. All right. Now, so all we do, keep those fingers in the same spot. Now we're just adding our middle finger to the 4th fret down on the low E. What does that chord look like? Oh yeah, it looks exactly like the F sharp minor 11. See? Guitar's not that hard. All right, so that bridge again goes, when we love, everything changes. Now, all right, and then it does that again, I think, right? Yeah. All right, those are all the chords of this song. The song's pretty easy because it just repeats that main progression over and over. That. All right, and because it's in 4/4 time, so many you can strum it any way you want to, as long as you keep up with the tempo. It's probably going to sound good. So here I'm going to just kind of like play along, strum along to the song, and I'll do kind of a bunch of different strumming patterns and stuff just so you can kind of see how everything really works to it. Okay? All right, I got to hit play and then start playing, so I'm going to miss that first measure probably. Here we go.
Turn to when we feel alone. We can love
Something like that. All right? Have fun with it.